the idea that there's some people think that there's a poverty mentality as being a Christian, like you need to give up everything and you can't be rich. Like you shouldn't be rich.
Yeah, you just like those, like I always bring up the stories of like they gave their last 2 pennies and you're like, I'm not them.
I want to be
That
rich.
was their mission. That's not my mission.
So there is a poverty mentality. Some people have this poverty mentality where it's like, as a Christian, you shouldn't have anything. You need to give everything away, and that's how you become a good
generosity.
A good Christian. That's a quality Christian. That's a Jesus Christian.
Quality Christian.
That's the standard. You need to give everything away. Yeah. Now, what's your thoughts on that? Not every Christian thinks like that. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
What do you think about Christians being rich, first of all? And do you think that you are able to give stuff away?
Like be like wealthy but also be generous.
Can you be wealthy and generous? Or do you have to be not below the poverty line, but like basically live a simple life? That's what it is basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I wish I had Bible for you guys right now. Sorry. Because I know there's some Bible verses that could speak on this. So maybe next time I'll get it for you. To your first question, let's see if I can remember the first question. Yes, I feel like you can be rich and be generous as a Christian. You do not have to be broke, okay? What am I going to have if I give everything? What am I going to... I have to have something. I have to be a good steward of my money. Faith without works is dead.
Isn't that like the double-edged sword? It's like... God calls you to be a good steward, then he calls you to be generous, but it's like, what's the fine line in between?
So what do you mean by a good steward?
Finish.
Say your question.
No, I was going to say then, what is it being a good steward like? Because...
Not spending your money crazy, not prioritizing what you spend your money on, not buying 20 shoes and knowing that you can help like this program out and stuff like that. Like that's being a good steward of your money, like helping people that, ask you for help. I don't know. I feel like that's being a good steward, but you don't have to be broke.
I know, but I'm saying but then are you saying people constantly giving their self, like, are you saying that you can't have good things and that's being a good steward?
Maybe I'm getting your question right, but I'm gonna say this because you sparked something. It's like sometimes people think you, as a Christian, you can't have good things. You can't drive a Mercedes. You can't have a big house. Are you crazy? How you gonna tell someone like me?
How are you telling me?
How you gonna tell someone like me that lived in the hood in crazy conditions, a kid like me, that you can't have these things? They're gonna look at you crazy. Then that's probably gonna steer them off to something else. But it's like that shouldn't be the case. Yes, there's some people that should be called to. There's some people that are called to live in the hood, to be a light and stuff like that. But you need the people that live outside the neighborhood so people can see like, yo, this person did it. You know what I'm trying to say? And some people live in the area and are also making money too. So it's like, I don't like that mindset of you should be giving all your wealth and living this radical lifestyle. I do get a part of it though. I get a part of it. I do get a part of it. Yeah. But this radical lifestyle is like me and my friend we're talking about. It's like what? Nah, man. And then it's like it's kind of belittling someone that made it. Like like a basketball player that got a max contract and. Bro, they worked hard. They worked hard for that. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like...
But they're still giving.
They're still giving.
It's like... Yeah, like, I think, for me, like, when I would think of generosity, I think of, like, you give what God calls you to give. Like, if you pray about it and he says you give this amount, and this is what I want you to bless this person with and be generous in this way, then that's what he's calling you to do. I don't think... everybody, as you were saying, is called to give up everything. Yeah. And like, I don't think everyone's, and I'd call, as you said, people are called to give examples. Like, if we are not not wealthy, but like, shouldn't Christians be the wealthy ones to be able to share the money to those who are like less fortunate? And like, it gives an example of how, I think it also shows an example to the ones who are less fortunate that they can succeed, they can do things and give back to their community. How does this look like when you have more money, right?
Yeah.
And even those who are called to it, how does it look when you have less money? Like, there's two different lives that people are called to, and not everyone's called to the same.
Yeah.
Who is gonna help fund the non-profit organizations in the hood? Because the government ain't helping all the time. We need people to have funds so they can help us.
Yeah.
If you use your money for them things, kudos to you. That's how it should work. But if you're using your money for foolishness, then bro, we understand. Like, okay, that's wild.
Yeah.
Right. So this mindset of living this radical life, it gets me annoyed sometimes.
Yeah.
It does get me annoyed sometimes because you want me to have nothing.
Oh my God.
Do you want me to have nothing? Really? Do you want me to have nothing? I'm not asking for a lot. First of all, I don't want to be. Listen, I don't want to be a millionaire. I want to be comfortable. There's a difference.
But God doesn't call us to be comfortable.
Bernice,
Because
that is a great point.
Wait.
Bernice, that is an amazing
I'm
point.
saying he doesn't. I'm saying,
But it
like,
doesn't have to be financial. That line does not have to be financial.
But suffering,
That's true.
But suffering in all aspects of life.
You know what I'm trying to say?
No, listen. But suffering in all aspects of life, because
Yes.
at the end of the day, money is not your provider.
It's not.
It's God that's the provider.
It doesn't
right?
make you happy. It doesn't make. Let me
No,
put that
I
out. It
know.
doesn't make you happy.
I'm just saying. At the end of the day,
But
it's not
being
the money.
broke stressed is different. Sorry. Being broke stressed, we don't want those
But
problems.
I'm saying in those moments of being broke stressed is when you're supposed to lean on the Lord so that your faith builds up, so that you're trusting in the Lord to provide. So I feel like those times of like financial stress and those times of like being overwhelmed with bills and not being able to pay for certain things or not being able to be comfortable, those are times where suffering, as per usual, that as we're called to be, we're going to be suffering, as God said, Jesus said. But I'm saying those moments are when God is saying, hey, lean on me. Don't get me wrong now. The Bible, all like the Old Testament, it shows God is like, he wants his people to be in a good space. He wants them to be in a land that is wealthy. For example, the Israelites, they were promised a land filled with milk and honey, lots of herds, lots of materials, lots of houses. So God wants to provide for us and give us a life that is like, obviously it helps us, right? But I think in those moments where we're lacking those things, he wants us to lean on them. But he tells us not to forget about the commands, because oftentimes when you get money, the generosity part, it kind of goes backwards.
But I also think like, he calls it like, there's comfortable, like you're comfortable, but you're not like, how can I say this? It's like, he's gonna give you seasons of dry seasons, and that's where you depend on him. But it's not like you're completely like,
that's exactly, yes,
to the end. But like,
Every
there's a
single
season
day,
where like you're literally grappling about where to go, what to pay for, and like you're depending on him. But
And
not
that
like you're
season
like,
is important.
no, it is.
That season is very important. That where you have to put your trust in God. Now, if you don't put your trust in God, you're gonna be broke again and again and again. So I feel like everyone should get to that point, right? But sorry, I forgot what I had to say. But continue.
Sorry.
Maybe it will go on.
No, I was just saying, I was gonna say like just being. I feel a lot of times we just believe like once you get money, especially for myself too, I can think like, hey, if I get a little bit more money, I'm gonna be more generous. It's not gonna happen that way. It's just natural that we're just very sinful nature. We're gonna buy that extra pair of shoes that we didn't need to wear for.
Speak for yourself.
I'm speaking for most people, because when the money comes now, let's look at summertime. When we go to summertime and we get increased in our hours, increased in the pay, the money that you're supposed to be using, the money that you're supposed to be using for tithing is now going to eating in restaurants. It's not going to eating
You're paying that backlog from all the debt you've been in the dry season. It's true.
No, but that credit card that you not paid down, that God has helped you to pay down, is not going up because you want to live soft life. All I'm saying is that at the end of the day, money, the more money we get, it's not the more generous we get. The more money we get, the more greedy we get. We just have to be conscious enough to recognize like, hey, God has blessed me with this, so now let me give it back to him. And it's like, who said this? Have enough. Oh, what did Pastor John say?
I don't know.
He said a line, or it was Mother Teresa that said it, like, you can mark how generous a person is by how much they have left.
Yeah.
So that's basically, I'm not saying be broke, but if you look at your overall like lifestyle, how much have you given and how much do you have left? Is it a lot more than you've given? Then you have to like revise that. I've heard something on the radio too. I think it was even today or maybe yesterday, how this guy, basically God put on his heart that the percentage that he's supposed to give is his age. So every year he ages, that's a percentage of money he's gonna give back to the church or whatever it is. And that's a hard thing to swallow and be like, God, every year you age. So I'm 26 right now. So God's telling me, give 26% of your bank account to the church or your salary or whatever you make. That's a hard thing.
That guy's probably making a lot of money.
He probably. What if he's not?
And I want to.
Do you think God only planned?
I'm being honest.
No, I know. And I like that. But I'm saying, do you think God only tests people who are rich to be giving more?
No.
But that's what I'm saying. So sometimes we have that mentality where, like, if you have more money, you should be giving a lot more. Nah, we all have more money.
Like speaking on generosity, like for me, I was telling them, for me, it's easier to give buy you food or buy you a gift to like friends and stuff like that, or to like people, than to actually tithe. And that's the problem that I have, because sometimes I'd be like, where is money even going to? Like, is this really going to the thing? Like, you know, but it's very, very easy for me to give it to someone or even give my time too.
Yeah.
It doesn't just have to be money.
Yeah.
It could be time. So I need to like kind of I need to get better with tithing my money for real, because your money has to be blessed first. You want to make more money, you want your money to be increased, that money that you have needs to be blessed. So you need to give your 10% and watch God bless your life. If you don't give your money and it's not blessed, then I don't see why you think like your money is gonna grow. That investment, that coin, what is it, Bitcoin, that thing even dropped, that thing didn't even exist anymore. Bitcoin, you're putting your trust in, put your trust in that and see it fail you. So
yeah, I think it's just a testing point. I think all these things are testing points in terms of like what to give as tithe if you're like not having enough. Because even in my season now, like I don't have like a lot.
It's dry season for me right now.
But I'm like, if I do give, like what can God do for me? Not that sounds bad, but like how can God show up in that season for me? Like, okay, I'm gonna trust and believe that if I give this money, I don't have a lot, but I'm gonna give this, and see. What he does with it.
I like how you said it is a testing point, because I'm like, at the end of the day, I feel like God is testing us to see how much you first trust him, how much you love him. It's all about that. And it's like sometimes in relationships, some females do this where they test their partner and it's like, how much, like,
do you love me?
Do you love me? How much do you love me? Right. And so I feel like God is always checking our hearts. Right. And money is it's just a culture. It's one of the easiest things to fall prey to. Money.
Yeah. It gets you shiny and glitz and glamour.
It's going to get you everything that you so much desire, and you feel like it's going to satisfy you because it is valuable
and tangible.
And so it's like a lot of people in our age right now is working, hustling, trying to make a way for their life, but they put God in the back burner, and they really have been running in the same